Good afternoon. I'm here to discuss our topic about financial and economic analysis. Financial analysis. Financial analysis is the process of evaluating businesses, projects, budgets, and other finance-related transactions to determine their performance and suitability. Okay. Bakit pa natin ginagawa ang financial analysis? The following are the objectives of financial analysis. To determine if the project is commercially profitable. Ibig sabihin, ginagawa natin ng financial analysis para malaman kung kikita yung project na gagawin natin. Kung makaka-generate siya ng rate of return acceptable to the project proponent, pati na rin sa kanyang funding institution. Okay? Another objectives of financial analysis is to determine if the project can meet its debt service obligation. Okay? Usually, yung mga project is para ma-implement ito, is kumukuha tayo ng fund sa mga bangko sa pamagitan ng loan. At makikita natin sa financial analysis natin kung yung mga income na na-generate nito ay kayang ipambayad para ma-meet or matugunan yung tinatawag nating debt service obligations ng proyekto. Financial analysis is relevant to the project that generate commercially traded goods or services or those are revenue generated. Usually, ang financial analysis ay ginagawa para sa mga project na sa negosyo o yung mga kumikita ng mga revenue. The significance of financial analysis is very obvious as no profit-seeking individual or enterprise will engage in what is expected to be a losing undertaking. Okay? Kaya tayo gumagawa ng financial analysis kasi walang individual or enterprise na papasok sa isang negosyo na nakikita niyong ito'y matatalo. However, if an activity should prove to be desirable from the economic or society's standpoint, but financially unprofitable under certain conditions, it may still be worth pursuing with public subsidy or other forms of assistance to make the project attractive to the investor. Okay? May mga pagkakataon na kahit yung ating project ay hindi siya financially unprofitable, pero nakakatulong siya para magkaroon tayo ng economic growth or nakakapag-generate siya ng benepisyo sa publiko, okay, it is still worth pursuing. Okay? Kailangan lang magkaroon lang ng subsidy yung publiko para maging attractive ito sa investor. Indicators of profitability. Okay. First, we have to learn the concept time value of money. Ano ba yung tinatawag nating concept time value of money? The most commonly applied indicators of probability in financial analysis use the concept of time value of money. The underlying consideration in this concept is that money received or consumed today has a greater value than the same money received or consumed at some future time. Ibig sabihin, yung value natin ay nagbabago ang kanyang halaga depende sa time. Ibig sabihin, yung ating value ng $20 or 20 pesos noong 1998, okay, maaaring pagdating ng 2005 or 2014, ay mas mababa na ang halaga nito. Okay? As shown in the figure, mas marami ang mabibili ng pera mo na nagkakahalaga ng 20 pesos noong 1998 kaysa sa pagdating ng 2014, yung the same amount of money ay konti ang mas mabibili nito. A peso today is more valuable than a peso a year from now. Key concept in time value of money. Okay, number 1 is discounting. Discounting is a process of translating future values into their present worth. Ibig sabihin, ginagamit natin discounting para malaman natin yung mga values in the future at ma-translate natin kung anong halaga nito sa kasalukuyan. Okay? Ginagamit yung equations na to para makompute natin yung present value ng isang amount of money. Okay? A sub O is the present value, A sub N is the expected amount of year at year end, R is the discount rate, and N is the number of years between year 0 and year end. Okay? Sa pag-compute ng present value, okay, usually cumulative to. Okay? Bawat year, kino-compute natin yung net present value niya at ina-add natin to sum up kung ilang taon yung net present value niya sa ngayon. Example, you receive a revenue of 500 pesos 3 years from now. How much it is worth today at a discount rate of 10%? Ibig sabihin, magkano raw ang halaga ng 500 pesos 3 years from now kung ikukumpara natin sa ngayon at a discount rate of 10%. Using the equation, therefore, we are given 500 pesos and discount rate of 10% of 0.10. Applying it to the equation, we have computed that the present net value is 376. Thus, at a discount rate of 10%, the 500 pesos 3 years from now is worth only at equivalent of 376 pesos today. Ibig sabihin, yung 500 pesos sa year 2024, sa ngayon ay 376 lang ang halaga niyan sa ngayon. Taon natin ngayon. Cash and resource flow. Cash flow refers to the movement of cash resources and are more relevant to the financial analysis and financial studies. Ibig sabihin, para magkaroon tayo ng financial analysis, dapat alam natin kung paano yung movement ng cash resources natin. Okay? Yung movement ng cash resources natin, pwede siyang cash outflow or yung mga fund na nilalaan natin sa proyekto or cash inflow or ito yung mga income na generate kapag tapos na yung project. At kailangan alam natin kung paano ito pinagagalaw. Discount rate. The choice of an appropriate discount rate depends on the purpose for which the discount cash flow is to be used. Okay? For an investor making a private decision, the relevant discount rate would be the cost of borrowing for borrowed capital and the yield of alternative opportunities for equity capital. Ibig sabihin, sa mga negosyante or businessman, yung discount rate na ginagamit nila yung interest ng mga inuutang nila sa bangko para makapagsimula ng isang negosyo. Or pwede rin ito yung mga opportunities na pwedeng mag-gain para sa mga kapital na pwede lang ilaan. Discounting period. The discounting period refers to the number of years over which benefit and costs are measured and discounted. This normally coincides with the implementation period plus the expected economic life of the project. Okay? Kaya dito, yung period natin, usually ito yung period kung kailan nagsimula yung proyekto, then natapos ito, then nag-operate, hanggang sa tuluyang malusaw or tumigil na yung proyekto. This is the number of years na or lifespan ng isang proyekto. Tools of profitability analysis. There are a host of profitability indicators that can be used. However, the indicators that take into account the relative timing of cost and revenue or benefit flows through the process of discounting are deemed more superior and thus recommended. Okay? Ito yung mga tools na pwede nating magamit kung profitable yung project na naiisip natin. One is the net present value. Other one is the benefit cost ratio. And the last one is the internal rate of return. Net present value. Net present value or NPV is defined as the difference between the present value of the project benefit and the project cost. Kailangan alamin mo kung ilan yung benefit cost na pwedeng maderive sa project at ilan yung cost na magagastos para sa proyekto. Pag alam mo na to, pwede mo makompute yung tinatawag nating net present value. At gagamitin natin yung formula na to. Okay, the net present value is just the difference of the present worth ng benefit cost minus the present worth ng project cost. Okay? Therefore, where B1 is the benefit is periodic, ibig sabihin is summative to. Kung ilang years yung nag-run yung proyekto, at the same time, yung project cost is periodic din. The same period na ginamit mo sa pag-compute ng benefits. R is the discount rate, and N is the discounting period. Okay. Kapag ang sagot natin sa net present value is greater than or equal to 0, ibig sabihin the project is profitable or we can accept the project. Otherwise, kapag naging negative ang sagot nito, ibig sabihin ay mas mataas yung cost kaysa sa benefit, the project is to be rejected. Benefit cost ratio or BCR. BCR is the ratio of the present value of gross benefit to the present value of gross cost. Okay, unlike dun sa nakaraang assessment natin, dito naman ay kinukuha natin yung ratio ng benefit over cost. We can use the same equation ng net present value, but this times ratio ang kinukuha natin. Okay. Dito, ang decision rules dito, if the benefit cost ratio is greater than or equal to 1, the project can be accepted. Ibig sabihin, kapag mas mataas yung amount ng benefit over the cost, actually, or normally, magiging sagot mo rito is greater than 1. However, kapag mas mataas naman yung cost over the benefit, less than 1 magiging sagot dito. Therefore, the project is to be rejected. Internal rate of return, or IRR. IRR is defined as the discount rate which equates the present value of the project benefits and costs, so that the present value is 0 and the benefit cost ratio is 1. Okay. We still use the same equation na ginamit natin sa net present value at saka sa BCR. But this time, we equate NPV in equal to 0 and BCR equal to 1. Sample IRR computations. A project has an initial investment of 100 pesos and expected to earn at 130 pesos at the end of the year. Ibig sabihin, meron tayo isang proyekto na initial investment tayo or cash inflow or outflow na 100 pesos. At nag-expect tayo after 1 year, magkakaroon tayo ng cash inflow or income generation na 130 pesos. We are required to find the NPV if the discount rate is 8%. And also, we are required to compute the IRR at the break-even point. Computing the NPV of the net present value, since yung initial investment natin is 100 pesos or cash outflow to, this is negative. Okay. Then, yung 100 pesos at the end of year, i-convert natin ito into a present worth. Kaya ginamitan natin siya ng equation using R at 8% or 0.08. Lumalabas na ang NPV natin is 20 pesos 0.37. If NPV is greater than 0, ibig sabihin, the project is acceptable. Okay. How about computing IRR? For IRR, we set NPV equal to 0 and solve for R using the same equation, but this time we set NPV is equal to 0, then the initial investment, which is negative 100, then the cash inflow is 130 pesos, then we will compute now R, or in capital R, which represent the internal rate of return. Okay, using algebraic manipulation, therefore R is equal to 30%. If we compute the IRR, or R is equal to 30% to the discount rate na 8% na mas maliit, if that is greater, ibig sabihin the project is acceptable. Okay? However, if yung kinonsider na discount rate dito is mas malaki, example 40%, and yung R mo o IRR mo ay 30% lang, ibig sabihin the project is not profitable and therefore this is to be rejected. Economic analysis. The objective of economic analysis is to ascertain that a project desirability in terms of its contribution to the economic and social welfare of a country as a whole. Okay? Unlike sa financial analysis, wherein ang kinikonsider dito ay income generated project or mostly sa mga negosyo, dito sa economic analysis ay may ibang factor na kinikonsider dito particularly yung benefits na pwedeng ma-derive para sa community. Economic analysis depends on the result of the market, technical to include environmental and social acceptability, and financial aspect. Financial analysis, however, may consider the major input to the economic analysis. The result of the financial analysis are usually adjusted to derive most of the estimates for economic analysis. Steps in applications of economic analysis. Step 1. Definition of the set of development objectives against which project feasibility is to be assessed. Okay. We have done how to create an objective tree. Sa objective tree, makaka-develop ka ng mga objectives doon. Therefore, yung mga objectives na yun yung gagamitin para makita natin yung project feasibility ng ating proposal. Step 2. Translations of development variables which may be given in different weights into a common denominator by which the project benefits may be measured. Sometimes, yung project benefits ay iba-iba yung kanyang indicators or variables na ginagamit or denominators. Okay. Example, we have to translate it into a common denominator. Example, ang common denominator natin ay sum of money or pesos. Therefore, all the benefits that will be gained should be converted into a sum of money. Example, yung time na pwedeng ma-save out of this project. Okay, this is not to be presented as the number of hours, but that hours can be translated into a sum of money. Example naman is the number of beneficiaries for a community para sa project na yan. Okay, this should be converted in terms of the sum of money na pwede nilang makuha out of this project, not the number of populations na pwedeng magkaroon ng benefits sa project niyan. Therefore, all of them should have a common denominator. Therefore, step 3, identifications and valuations of project costs and benefits. Therefore, aalamin mo na ngayon kung ano yung mga project costs, yung mga cost outflow para sa project. Ganon din yung benefits or yung mga income or yung mga benefits na pwedeng ma-generate out of this project. I-compare mo ngayon kung alin mas malaki, kung yung cost ba or yung benefits para magamit mo yung NPV or BCR. Okay. Kapag yung cost ay mas malaki kumpara sa benefit, maaaring di acceptable yung project. Pero kapag yung benefit ay mas malaki kumpara sa cost, pwedeng ma-accept yung project. Step 5. Recommendations of the selected project. It can be accepted, rejected, defer, or modify the project. If the difference between the cost and benefits are very minimal, pwedeng i-modify mo na lang yung project para matuloy pa rin yung proposal mo. This ends my presentation, and next meeting will be discussing another topic on social and environmental impact assessment. Thank you very much for listening.